This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hello, everyone. It's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
And this is
Brayden.
Brayden.
Talking to Mike, sir.
Get up in there.
I'm Brayden.
Brayden from Boys Will Be Boys 5.
Yeah, I believe you guys have met him before.
Yes, you met him. You met Ben.
Yep.
So
There's
excited.
others.
There's
A
others.
lot others. A lot of
Three
others.
others. Tyler, Casey, Xander. They're all working on this channel, getting it up and going.
Yep.
You guys got anything exciting coming up? What's going on? What's coming up?
We got 50 subscribers.
50.
Ooh,
50 subscribers.
What's your goal?
100.
100. All right, guys, you heard them. You got kids? Send them to the channel.
Get them
Boys
up to
Will Be
100.
Boys 5. They got to get to 100.
Yeah, what you got on there? Game and videos. You got toy reveals, trying different foods. You got a video coming up we got to do where you try different weird drinks.
Unboxing.
Unboxing, yeah. Foreign foods. You got all kinds of stuff on there. Toys. I think you guys chased Casey around, scared him a couple times. You got all kinds of a variety of videos on there.
We're kid friendly.
We're kid friendly.
Kid friendly. Well, it's
Yeah.
kids doing it, so I would hope so.
Right?
We don't want kids doing nasty things.
We know it's kid friendly. We watch their videos before we
Yes.
we have their channel. They send us videos that we watch and then upload. So it's kid friendly. Some very funny, embarrassing things for each of them, but check it out. Get some laughs in. Your kids will love it.
Mm-hmm.
Make some new friends. Have some excitement.
Yep. Again, that's Boys Will Be Boys 5. Boys Will Be Boys 5. Z's instead of S's on those. Z. Boys.
So you get it right. Now do what you just saw. John Cena. Can't see me.
I want to get a great exit from last.
Oh, yeah. Last time he went and fell backwards.
Yeah.
What you got this time? Oh, you want to do something special?
Oh, we took his shades off. These are Ray-Ban.
All right. Say bye.
Oh! And he landed on a cat.
So we had 4 cats.
We had 4 cats and we had 5 kids. Oh, he's alive.
He's back.
He survived.
You were going to have 4 of them.
And he's like, give me my glasses.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
All right.
Yay. All right. You ready for this one?
Yep. What's today's episode?
We're getting into our quad local state area. Quad, right? There's 4 or 5 states we
Yeah.
call local.
So it's not tri-state area. It's the quad state area.
No, it's Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and we are going down south Kentucky, Louisville.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty
Capital.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're getting local, so it's on a Joshua Young.
Joshua Young.
Heard that name anywhere?
Nope,
Anywhere?
doesn't sound familiar.
It's not too it's in the 2000s, not too recent, but
Okay.
recent enough. So
All right.
let's get into it.
All right.
All right, so some interesting one. And speaking of interesting, have you heard any updates about the Delphi or Moscow case?
I have not.
I know both have had a little bit.
Really?
I know on the Delphi case, they now have released the cause of death, but they hinted at the cause of death as a sharp object, assuming they were
okay.
stabbed.
Oh,
So a knife was used,
okay.
as well as a gun, because they're saying the bullet is what tied him to the crime scene. So at one point, I don't know if he shot in the air to scare them or something, but somehow there was a knife and a gun involved. So that makes it,
Interesting.
makes me wonder if there was, because there's 2 girls.
Yeah,
Makes me wonder if
2
there's
girls,
2 men.
1 person, supposedly.
Yeah,
I think
there's
it's
a
2.
gun and knife. You were on. You said I swear there's 2.
I would
It
think
makes
so.
plus now they throw in 2 different weapons being used.
Yeah, one had a knife, one had a gun. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, to me too it does. So that's why I was wondering. But they never mentioned. This guy never mentioned another guy. He never ratted out another guy. So, but you know what they say about snitches?
They get out early.
They get parole. No, look at him. No, so that's new with him. I've
just
heard
ask
that.
Tekashi.
Tekashi. I don't know who that is.
He's a rapper.
Oh. But they also were questioning his treatment in prison.
Okay.
Apparently, he's taken a downhill turn. He, when he was arrested, I don't know if you've seen him, but he was a more normal-looking dude. Had a nice color to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not heavy, but, he was plumper.
Yeah.
Not overweight, but, normal person. Normally dad bod
He's a
looking
bigger
person.
guy.
Yeah, dad bod guy. Now, recent pictures, he's shrunken, shriveled, hunched over, pale. He hasn't been eating. He ate his court documents. Like, he got his papers wet and ate them. Yeah, he's going shit crazy. They're saying he's losing his mind based on his treatment in prison. And then the course
Are we sure it's treatment? Cause
prisons, the prisons come back being like, dude, we treat him the same as we do everybody else. It's not our fault. He's going crazy.
Is everybody else eating their court papers too?
No, that's what they're saying. They're like, this guy's got some mental issues, but we're not treating him any different than we're treating everybody else. Mm-hmm. He eats the same food. He gets the same bedding.
Gets the same raping.
So it's just
it's the same everywhere around.
Something with it mentally, he's having a breakdown in there. But I probably would too. I don't do well in prison.
You don't?
No.
From past experience?
I've never been in prison. I don't want to go. That's what I'm saying. I'd probably lose my shit too. Like, the food sucks. This mattress has rat shit on it. No blanket. My pillows, my underwear, because I don't have a pillow. Like, when I go pee, I got 3 other women looking at me.
You don't want to take your underwear off and use it a pillow. That just makes you a target.
See,
You're just
I
laying there naked.
I'd die for sure. Like,
you're like, oh.
She's
Is that an invitation?
Yeah. So anyway, regardless, and I get it because honestly, prison's not a Holiday Inn. Like, I know.
No.
There's a fine line. There's a line that they walk where we're giving you the basic necessities and treating you like a person.
Yeah.
We're not treating you like shit, where we're beating you daily, holding you down, leaving you out in the cold. We're treating you, but you're not going to have a Delta mattress, and heated blankets. You're in prison. You're going to have a thin-ass blanket, a thin-ass mattress.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the necessities.
It's
so it's
not,
kind of a
not
balance.
A luxury.
Yeah, he's in a shitty condition, but that's jail. He's not in a shitty condition because they're making it shitty. It's just jail.
Yeah.
So he's not handling jail very well, apparently. Well, that's new updates on him. His lawyers, fighting his treatment, I guess. Now on to Brian, Mr. Brian there.
Yeah.
He requested a stay or something. He requested the court to be postponed so that he has time. And I think it was granted. I think he got granted a little extra time to prepare.
That's surprising.
Yes, he's wanting something to be left out. The DNA evidence.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, there's something that his lawyer's fighting to get left out of the court. It's either the cell phone pinging locations or it's the sheath, the DNA. One of the two. She's trying to get left out of the court.
Okay.
So they're doing that. She's going through the evidence. I guess their argument was the state wasn't providing all the evidence. And so and then all of a sudden they gave her all that evidence. She's like, now I need more time.
Gotcha.
So the judge is like, okay, more time. They're also, she subpoenaed that one girl as a witness for him.
Yeah.
That's still
the
going
one who
on.
Called the police, right?
Yeah. I think it's the one that called the police, I think. Or
the one that
saw him.
The one that saw him.
Yeah, the one that saw him run by.
Yeah.
She was pulled in as a witness for him, the defense.
Which is odd.
It's odd. So we're curious about what's going on with that. I haven't heard a whole lot more, except she's not happy about it. But that's it on those 2 cases.
So I did hear one more, and you didn't mention it, about the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, his phone connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so he's like, I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, his phone connects to their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like
so
he's been there,
around.
has the password. Yeah. He's been there.
If there's a password, he's been there at least enough to where it connected.
Yeah, it
wasn't a drive-by.
Which means he's connected to it before.
Yeah, it wasn't a drive-by. He'd sat there and actually used their Wi-Fi for something.
Yeah.
Like, he connected to it. So that was interesting to find that out.
Yeah. That's the one thing I did hear, but the rest of it's new.
So that was interesting. But let's get on to Mr. Joshua Young here.
Okay.
And young he is. I know, look at you. You're like, God bless it. Not baby young,
More kids.
but teenage young.
Well, that just makes it better.
No, it don't. It never makes it better, but it's not
my
a baby.
God.
It's still horrible. Regardless if they're 4 months or 14 or 52, it's still bad.
Yeah,
Murder's murder. It's rough.
it is. It's just harder when it's
No
a kid.
reason for it, and it's rough. But this occurred May 11, 2011.
Okay, so a
5,
little
11,
bit.
11. Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
ago. What's that? What those numbers add up to? I broke it into single.
9.
Yeah. Your favorite number.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks, don't it?
Yeah.
You're like, God bless it. I figured you would have done that. You would have heard 5, 11, 11. You're like,
I didn't even think about it until you said it.
You plan all of our stuff around the number 9.
I do. That's
Hotel
pretty crazy.
rooms. Yeah.
Yep.
Phone numbers. Anything you see, you're like, oh, our cabin room equals 9. Like, all right.
I do.
You
Our
do.
marriage was a 9.
Yeah. He picked our wedding day to make it a 9. So
Together, our birthdays are 9s.
yeah, he's all about 9. But as I mentioned, this is
If
in
you don't know, look it up. 369.
There you go.
It's
Get into
important.
that rabbit hole. He's like, yeah, you do. But it's in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Big city. Got crowded down there.
Yeah.
Traffic. I don't like traffic. You don't care.
I don't care.
You're from Chicago.
Yep.
But
Louisville's actually not that bad.
really, I
Compared to
don't know.
Chicago,
I don't
it's,
go there
it's
a lot.
like
to-
nothing.
Really? Yeah, I know Chicago's crazy. Well, me, I'm out here and like I'm used to the boonies. You know, you're from Tennessee.
It's funny. You're like, you're from Chicago. And then now you're like, you're from Tennessee.
I know.
I'm from both.
He went everywhere. Chicago, Tennessee, everywhere.
Yep.
That's why all these states are local to him. So he's like, it's
Yep.
touched everywhere.
Pretty much. The whole
Quad state area
center of the United States
is his.
is local for me.
But, of course, Joshua Young, he had a 14-year-old stepbrother, Terrence Swicker, also went by Trey.
Trey.
And I have a picture of little Trey, and that's Trey.
Okay.
Sweet-looking little boy.
Yeah.
But Joshua Young was 15 at the time. He was stepbrother 14. Joshua is 15. That's a picture of Joshua.
Okay.
Definitely looks like he's trying to be some gangster in there.
Mm.
Got his hat on backwards. He's got his toothbrush hanging out of his mouth. He's doing the side head thing.
Shut up, Sean.
One eyebrow raised. He's ready. He goes, I know these streets. But now it's going to get into confusing name time. Love it when this happens. But Joshua Young's father is Josh Goker. So Joshua's father's Josh.
So we're going to call him Young and Gokerd.
Young and Goker.
I said Gogurt.
Gogurt. Young and
Young
Gogurt.
and Gogurt.
It's Goker.
Goker. Okay.
But here's his father.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
We got-
You know.
I know.
You know. Look at that teardrop tattoo.
One, that looks like a mugshot.
Yeah.
2, he doesn't look friendly. 3, teardrop tattoo.
I dated someone with a teardrop.
I know.
Yeah, you know.
So, yep.
So far, so good.
So far, I'm looking at him.
And his mother was Angelina Young.
Okay.
Now, Trey, her
Wait. I'm going to slow it down here. The son's last name is Young,
Mm-hmm.
which means he's got the mother's last name, which means Daddy wasn't in the picture.
Daddy wasn't there yet. Daddy went to get milk or something. What's that
He looks
joke
like a
the
milk
kids
guy.
have on TikTok?
Yeah.
Joke milk. Yeah.
He looks like a guy who went for milk. Probably, no, he went for cigarettes.
And what, stole them and got arrested?
I don't know. But he went for cigarettes. He didn't go for milk.
He didn't go for
He-
milk.
he's not-
He didn't want no milk. he wanted
doesn't.
the hard
He's
stuff.
not looking for vitamin D. He's looking for vitamin N, nicotine,
He did.
or something harder.
Something harder. But Trey, his stepbrother, his father's name was Terry Swigger. So you got a Trey and a Terry.
Okay.
Technically Terrence and Terry. So see where I'm getting the confusing
A lot
names?
of T's.
You have a Joshua and a Josh, and then you have a Terrence and a Terry. So I'm gonna stick to Trey and Terry, so you know. Daddy Terry, whatever. Father Terry.
Just say dad.
Just say
Just say
Dad
dad.
Terry. I don't know. But here's a pic of his father. Normal looking guy. Looks like he'd
That's
go
the
out.
stepdad's father.
Yeah.
Or the stepbrother's father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like he'd go fishing.
Yeah.
Chill, have a calm country day. Definitely not a mugshot.
No. He looks like he's in court, though.
Mm-hmm. But Trey's mother was Amanda McFarland. I have her picture.
Okay.
She looks like trouble.
She does indeed.
Just by her, I don't know, it's just her facial expressions. Looks like she'd cause some trouble.
Yeah. More of our stereotypes. Based on people we know.
But when doing this research, it was up in the air. Some sources say that Amanda and Goker, Dad Josh, was married. She and the guy in the mugshot was married.
Mm-hmm.
And other sources say they were getting married, they were just dating.
Okay.
So who knows?
I mean, there would be a marriage
Everywhere I
license if they were
saw,
married.
yeah, everywhere I saw her name, it was McFarland. It wasn't Goker. So
McFarland.
yeah, I assume they weren't married; they were just dating. But who knows? Maybe they were dating. They just what do they call that? Something marriage where you just live together a very long time. Watch him; he's like whatever.
Common law marriage.
Yes, maybe it was some of that scenario where they said they were married, but they weren't really legally married. I don't know. Who knows? It's Kentucky. We don't know.
Maybe they were brother and sister. It's
Yeah.
Kentucky.
I wouldn't go that far. I was just going to say people say they're married and they've been dating a week. We don't know.
That's wifey.
But regardless of what it was, friends with benefits, whatever it was toxic as
Brother,
hell.
sister.
Yeah,
Whatever
it was just toxic all around. You'd like this life. They would get high together and have crazy sex.
Well.
And then they'd end up arguing and break up to get back together and repeat. So it was get high, crazy sex, fight, break up.
Rinse and repeat.
Yep. Get high. It was just a cycle. That's the toxicity they had.
Yep.
So
That
looking at
sounds
her now
toxic.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But both of the boys, Joshua and Trey, I'm already getting fucked up. Look at that. They attended Liberty High School as teens. So they both went to this high school. That's a family tree. I mean, a high school. But that's the family tree with all this confusing names that kind of breaks it down a little easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys too. But there's Trey and Joshua in the middle. And Joshua's dad, Joshua Goker, and then Angela Young is his mom. Right here, I don't know if that's his foster parents. He was in foster care for a while.
Okay.
So Chuck and Susan Stoneburner were his foster parents at one point.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up marrying his dad. And she is Trey's mom, Amanda's Trey's mom, and Terry is Trey's dad, but Terry got remarried to a Terry. So you see
Terry
how
and
that
Terry.
is? Yeah.
You got Terry, Trey.
We got Terry, Trey, Joshua. There's an Amanda and an Angela. Lord have mercy. Like, this is one big name clusterfuck.
It's a good thing we have this.
So I
family
was
tree, 'cause
excited
I
to
was
find
lost
this.
before.
Yeah. So you guys pause this, print this out to keep with you because it's going to be a ride without it.
I'll leave it up
Like-
a lot longer than I normally would for a photo. 'Cause
Yeah, take your time. Write it down. It's a mess. And this should be the high school. That's the high school.
gotcha.
Yes. But Joshua's mom, Angelina, died Easter Sunday in 2010. From what I couldn't find.
Is that why her picture was blacked out
Yes,
in the family tree?
she passed away. His father was in jail at the time she died, so that is why he went to foster care.
Gotcha.
He was young, underage. Dad's in jail. Mom died. He's got to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he went to Chuck and Susan Stoneburger. I forgot the name. But that was his foster parents. Despite Goker's lengthy criminal record, so he's been in jail a few times, his dad, in and out.
Uh-huh.
Despite that, he still got custody of Joshua.
What the hell?
Yeah. Don't know how that happened, but he managed it. Trey and Joshua were complete opposites and did not get along,
Okay.
which some step siblings do,
Mm-hmm.
but they were complete opposites. Trey was an honor roll student, and Joshua was struggling and always in trouble at school. Suspended, bad grades, detention, the works. And over
Mhm.
here's Trey with his honor roll and teacher's pet kind of attitude. So they
So,
were
Just throwing this out here. When you had that family tree picture, I noticed the one kid looked like he was in court.
Yeah.
And the other one looks like it's like a happy school photo.
Yeah.
So I caught that.
You caught that?
Yeah.
I figured. But at 1:17 p.m. on the day of, did I put the day? May 11th. Some students went behind the high school to hang out, and they ended up coming across Trey's body beaten to death in a creek bed behind the school on East Indian Trail.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So he was in the creek bed, beaten to death. They came across him behind the school. Damn. He was 200 yards away from his house. Yeah.
Wow.
Close to home. His cause of death was blunt force trauma with an extensive fracture to the skull.
Damn.
Yeah. And of course, they started their investigation and they went straight to, the home. Mm-hmm. Dad's been in and out of jail, or stepdad at this point has been in and out of jail. Mm-hmm. Mom and him's had, I'm sure, some issues.
Yep.
And then they had that stepbrother that's got some issues. So they went straight to the house, started asking some questions.
Makes sense.
Kid Joshua, claimed that he only saw Trey for a few minutes that night. He said, I only saw him for a few minutes that night. He said Trey took a shower, got dressed. Then they hung out with the dad, Josh, and smoked some weed together.
Okay.
And then his stepsister.
A family that smokes together stays together.
Yeah.
Until one of them dies.
Yeah. And I guess Trey's sister, Joshua's stepsister, Mackenzie, was also there. She just wasn't partaking in the puff pass. She was home at the time. He said they had a cookout earlier that day. They grilled some food outside, ate. Then Trey left the house, and that's the last time he saw him. Amanda, that's the mom, claimed that the last time she saw Trey was around 10 p.m. that night. And Joshua then contradicted his story in a later interview. He said he went to his cousin Cassie's house and fell asleep and didn't see Trey. But they're like, you said he got dressed, he showered, he got dressed, he left, and now he's saying, I was at Cassie's house, I didn't see him leave. So his story's changed, and they're like, They're like, all right then. But Cassie, they went to the cousin. Cassie stated that Joshua asked her for help with disposing some bloody clothes and a baseball hat, or baseball bat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So when they went to her, she had no problem with tossing that info out there. She's like, yeah, he came over and asked me to get rid of some clothes, bloody
She's
clothes
like,
and
let
a
me
bat.
tell you what happened.
They're like, why didn't you call us sooner?
Wow.
But the autopsy showed that there was just a minimal amount of THC detected in his urine, but not in his blood. So it's just got in there. So his story about them sharing the weed together means he was killed shortly after that. Because it didn't have time to hit his blood system.
Yeah.
Just his urine, barely. So they're saying now your story about sharing some weed makes you even look more suspicious.
Yeah, because it was
that
right
messes
before
the
he
timeline.
died.
Yeah, that's messes your timeline up. But nearly a month passed with little word and no leads. Mm-hmm. So they just kept spinning around this drain here. But Amanda, Trey's mother, got a protection order against her husband, Big Josh, stating that she feared, quote, for her daughter's life. And that he was
told, or
no, the mother, yeah,
oh, okay.
The mother said she was feared for her daughter's life, and that he was a suspect in her son's murder. So she said, "I don't want a protective order against my husband."
Makes sense.
Yeah, but late May, early June,
mothers tend to do that.
Yeah,
when
they're fear for their children. Yeah, I know what you're getting at. Yeah, when they're worried about their children, they get protective order against the man they're worried about.
Yeah.
Makes
Makes sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, perfect sense. Understandable. Definitely wouldn't defend them, but whatever. Late May, early June, Dad Josh and little Josh went missing. Gone, disappeared. Phew. An Amber Alert was issued for Joshua as the public became suspicious that they fled the state.
Damn.
And June 17th, they were arrested in Alabama.
Oh.
It gets crazier. A man who claimed to know Dad Josh well stated he was, quote, running for his life. He knows he's guilty, quote. Yeah. He goes, he running. His ass is running for his life. He know he did it. Man. Watch your friends, guys. Watch your friends. Pick your friends
That's
carefully. He's like, I know him. Yeah.
I know him. He did that
He's
shit.
guilty. He's running
trying to run
from you
right now.
guys. That's something my sister would say too if they ever went to her about me. Oh, she's running from you. Shoot her if you see her. Tase her 3 times. She would. But June 22nd, it was discovered that Dad Josh and Little Josh were arrested in Alabama on weapon charges. So Kentucky got word they were arrested on weapon charges.
Wow.
And that Dad Josh faced a kidnapping charge in reference to his having held a woman at gunpoint, forcing her to drive to a hotel in Alabama. So he kidnapped a girl in Kentucky
Wow.
at gunpoint, forcing her to drive him to Alabama. So he got charged with kidnapping.
Yeah, he is running for his life.
And that's his mugshot.
Oh my God.
You're going to have to keep these in line because there's a lot of those too.
There's a lot of mugshots.
God. But once it was discovered that...
Well, he's about 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah. About
He's
my
not very
height.
tall at all.
No. Little dude. Little mean dude. But it was discovered that he had a relationship with the lady he kidnapped, so the charges were dropped and he was released. Ain't that weird as shit? That gets weird.
Wow.
People are weird in Kentucky. He kidnapped apparently a girl he had a fling with and made her drive him to Alabama. And once they realized they had a past relationship, they dropped the charges. I'm like, you can't kidnap an ex. I'm like, yeah, you can.
Evidently, you can.
You
In
can.
Kentucky.
I guess it don't count for shit, but you can. My
Wow.
God. But he was held in Alabama on the drug charges until September and was arrested again in Kentucky in October for the warrant. So as soon as Alabama let go of him, Kentucky's like, he's ours.
Gotcha.
So they snatched him back up. Initially, Josh stated, so Dad Josh had no problem stating that little Josh killed Trey,
He just threw his kid under the bus.
which led to them arresting little Joshua. Yeah, because he had no problem saying he did it.
Wow.
So June 23rd, little Joshua, was arrested for the murder of Trey. And that's the detective. He's in court right there.
Okay.
I have his name coming up. I put his picture way before his name, but he was the detective that was in this case. Did a lot of working. But November of 2011, he was indicted on murder charges and evidence tampering. Yeah. They arrested him and then they indicted him on those charges. There was a petition on change.org for Joshua Young that was started November 23rd of 2011 by Melissa Higgins. It was to raise money for his defense in the pretense that he was wrongfully accused. But dear old Dad tossed him out there. So,
Dad threw him under the bus.
but then in July 2013, he was been in jail this time. They're getting charges or charging him with different little petty things,
Mm-hmm.
And in July 2013, Dad Josh changes his story. So, and that's him. Now he's like, okay, this is what really happened.
So here's what happened.
Yeah. This dear old Dad decided, you know what? I might have not been honest then. Who knows if he's ever been honest, but he changes his story. He said that he was the only one who killed Trey and that Joshua had no part in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so he went from trying to get his kid thrown in jail for life to I did it. He didn't.
That's weird.
Yeah, he flipped. He claimed that Trey asked for a cigarette and then proceeded to light it with a lighter he stole from Josh.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, can I have a cigarette? He's like, yeah, whatever. And he pulls out his lighter that's been missing to light the cigarette. So he's like, that's my fucking lighter. They are serious in Kentucky about their lighters. That's my lighter.
It's funny. Smokers are very serious about their lighters.
That
So
is
that
my
be-
Bic.
That being a motive for murder seems far-fetched, but if you know smokers, you're like,
See?
makes sense.
Lighter.
Like, I've seen fights break out over lighters. It's
Crazy
crazy.
to me.
Yeah.
It is. But Josh also said that he went to get a plate of food that Amanda, Trey's mom, made him. And Trey already ate it earlier that day. And that was the icing on the cake, let me tell
Lighter,
you.
stole
my
his
lighter,
food.
stole my food. You got
He
it.
gots to die.
He's got to go. So he took Trey behind the school to, quote, scare him, unquote. You know, put the fear
With a
of
baseball
the good
bat to
Lord
the
in
head.
him. Yeah. He stated that Trey was hitting a tree with a metal pipe. So he said Trey was smacking a tree with a metal pipe.
Uh-huh.
He's getting an argument with Trey. He said he shoved Trey, and when Trey fell, he took the pipe from him, and then he beat him with it and killed him. Josh said that it, quote, just felt right. Took his lighter, took his food. It just felt like the thing to do. It's like,
You don't mess with a man's lighter, and you don't mess with his food.
no. There's no murder weapon, no metal
Ridiculous.
pipe found.
Wow.
But his father pleaded guilty to the murder and sentenced to life in prison. So he was charged and sentenced for it. In August 2013, the Jefferson County Circuit Court jury found Joshua not guilty of the charge of complicity to commit murder and one count of tampering with physical evidence. So because he pled guilty, they
kid got
found
off.
Joshua not guilty. And his defense claimed that Josh killed Trey all by himself as an act of revenge against Amanda. They're like, well, he says over a lighter. They're saying it's over his wife. They're like, well, what in the hell? Like, you can't have 10 motives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can, but
Well, this is,
one's got to be the most important.
yeah. But this, I guess, is the story that also, I guess, Josh mentioned as to his reasoning. He also brought this up as another reason why he had to kill Trey.
Okay.
So there's 20 reasons why. He can't pick one. His lighter, his food, and now this. But one night, Josh left to go have sex with his cousin. We're in Kentucky. You knew it was coming. It's like, I'm sorry, guys.
I said it earlier.
It's a stereotype. In this case, actually did have it in there. I'm sorry.
I told you.
During the act of cousin sex, he butt dialed his wife, Amanda. Imagine how that went over.
Okay.
Because she heard the whole family affair in progress.
Nice.
She found out that she was pregnant around that same time and decided to break up with Josh and abort the baby.
Uh-oh.
The defense for Joshua, which is kid Joshua, claimed that Josh then killed Trey because Amanda killed their baby. A kid for a kid is what their motive was.
Wow.
Yeah. Josh was heard saying, this is Dad Josh, was heard saying, quote, I know it sounds monstrous, but if we were in the Old Testament, it would be the same thing. End quote.
Oh,
So
my
he's like,
God.
you killed my child, I kill your child. And he brought the good Old Testament in there to back him up.
Of course he did.
Oh,
The
Kentucky,
same
you're
guy
on a
who
roll.
earlier was
Smoking weed with
smoking
some minors.
weed and with minors and
Sex with his cousin.
kidnapped a woman. And, oh, my God.
They're on a roll.
It's Kentucky.
And get this, the cousin he slept with was Cassie. The one that Joshua said he went to her house earlier and didn't see Trey that night. That's the
Oh.
cousin his dad's banging. Cassie.
What?
Yeah, cousin Cassie. It's a little close there.
Yeah.
So the defense also tried to discredit her claims that Joshua brought her dirty or bloody clothes in the bat because she's banging his dad.
Wow.
So they're saying she's just trying to get little Josh thrown in jail to get big Josh out because she's banging him.
Could
So
be.
smart move. But Terry Swinker, that would be the dad. Trey's dad, Terry, said that the system failed Trey by, quote, I'm upset with the verdict. He got away with it. He walked away. End quote. So they're saying they think Joshua did it.
Yeah. Joshua the kid?
Yep. They think he did it. Dad Josh changed his story on February 2014 and said he only confessed to save his son from jail. So now he went back and saying, yes, he did it. I covered for him because I didn't want him to go to jail.
But he's the one who threw him
flipped.
under the bus the first place.
Yeah. He threw him under the bus, sacrificed himself for him, and now threw him back under the bus. It's
This
a mess.
doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. Kentucky, you guys go above and beyond in your stuff. Like, you're like, let's make this as wild as it can be.
Anything for that cousin love.
Oh, my God. So July 2014, the judge denied Dad Josh's bid to toss out his conviction. He's like, I'm not tossing it out. You went back and forth so many times. I don't know what's true and what's not. I'm not tossing your verdict out.
Yeah.
You're going to rot in jail. That'll teach him. Like, be honest the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's Kid Joshua. That was
love
him
the
in court
cross.
there. Yeah, you know he had to, and that looks like, I'm sorry.
Did he make it in prison?
It looks like he made it out of garbage bags in prison. Not that you guys need to know. I've gotten a few of those. But it looks like he tore up some garbage bags and made welded a little cross necklace, knitted, whatever you do. But so Dad is still incarcerated at the Kentucky State Penitentiary in Eddyville, Lyon County. He has a chance of parole in 2031. So there you go. He's still in jail for it. In 2014, little Joshua appeared on the Dr. Phil show with Trey's dad, Terry, and other family members and flat out denied killing Trey. And, he's on the Dr. Phil show. Dr. Phil, he's into his stuff. He asked him probably a million questions, trying to get to the bottom of it. And the whole time, he's like, he denied it. Dr. Phil also, doing his homework, spoke to Dad Josh.
Okay.
Which that's his most current picture there that I
He's
could
got
find.
a few new tats.
He's got a neck tat, a forehead tat. Did I say
Another eye?
unicorn? I think his forehead says unicorn. Pretty sure Daddy held him down and tattooed his forehead unicorn. That says unicorn across his forehead.
God. And for anybody who doesn't know what unicorn means,
I just saw
it
that.
means in a sexual scenario,
Let me drink.
you are what? Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No, I need a drink.
Okay. It means in a sexual scenario that you are available for anything that anybody needs. And that is across that man's forehead
I tattooed
while
that
he's in
across
prison.
his forehead. Oh God! Whoever did
What's
that.
the neck say? It looks like a long.
It looks like a long quote.
Is it a Bible verse?
Probably.
And then he's got a new one on his other eye.
He's got something, a spider web or something. But that unicorn across the forehead did me in. And it's up there high enough where they made a point of his receding hairline. They're like, we're just going to kick you in the balls. So I'm sure Bubba's real excited.
He is okay with any
He misses
scenario.
his cousin. He misses his cousin, for sure. God.
He's good to go no matter what the scenario is.
But Dr. Phil talked to Dad Josh, and he claimed Joshua did kill his stepbrother. So he's sticking to that story for a while. Dr. Phil invited Kid Joshua, to take a lie detector test. I can talk. Lie detector test, which he agreed to.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take it. And then right before he backed out.
Oh.
Yeah. Sure, Dr. Phil loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dr. Phil. Love that show. I don't get to watch it anymore because I don't have cable or time. But I'm sad. It is a good one. But Joshua, now 20, now he's probably older than this, but at the time, 27, has been arrested multiple times after his acquittal.
Okay.
In 2014, at 18 years old, he was arrested for retaliating against a witness in the murder trial and assault 4.
God.
Yeah, so he beat somebody's ass for testifying. And got assault 4. Judge Mitch Perry kept Joshua in jail over the holidays and Christmas as a stern warning, because he's been in jail a few times. So the judge stated, quote, "Young man, do you want to be in the penitentiary? I'm going to give you the last chance I'm ever going to give you. And it's going to feel tough, but you're going to listen. I'm intentionally going to keep you with us over the holidays for a safe place. My sentence for you is 120 days to serve," end quote. Wow. So it's close to Christmas time. He's like, you're just staying in for the holidays. You ain't getting out.
Damn.
Learn your lesson. So in 2015, I guess he didn't learn his lesson, because at 19 years old, he was arrested for promoting contraband and released on parole July 6th.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. 2015, he was arrested for violating parole. Failed to check in with his parole officer.
Yep.
2017, at 21 years old, he was arrested for drug possession and carrying a concealed weapon.
Nice.
And I've got so many, I just lumped them into other random charges. And I didn't even put dates in these. But they include shoplifting, public intoxication, criminal mischief, assaulting and threatening his girlfriend, contraband, and not showing up to court appointments. In 2019, Joshua sent a letter to the local media while he was in prison stating that he was the real killer.
What?
And that he beat his stepbrother with a baseball bat.
Oh.
And I have this note here, a picture of this note. He wrote from jail in one of his petty sentences. And in his, I'll read one sentence from that long letter. I think it's a couple pages. Mm-hmm. But one sentence I got from there is, quote, I murdered Trey Swicker. I murdered him alone. It was not planned. It was not a plot. And there was nobody else involved in any kind of way. The fact that he's emphasizing that makes me think maybe his dad was involved in that. I'm thinking they both were in there.
Yeah.
But, and as you know, if you know anything about law, you know that this sucks balls because double jeopardy. Yeah. He can't be charged. Dad went down for a crime he didn't do, and he confessed, even though he cannot be charged. So imagine
he was acquitted. Yeah,
imagine the frustration Trey's parents are feeling right now. Imagine the anger they felt.
Now, does that let the dad off too?
No, he's still in jail.
Huh.
But he claimed he murdered him with the Louisville Slugger bat.
You'd think the dad would have a release on appeal based on this letter.
And Dr. Phil, I hopefully handed him his ass for this, but he also gave a jab back to Dr. Phil.
Uh-oh.
This is not from us. It's from this punk kid. Quote, I'm scared of Dr. Phil. I'm like, not us. You're wonderful.
I'm not.
This kid gave you some
Phil.
shit. So you fuck this kid up for us, please. But he said, quote, Dr. Phil looked me in the eyes and told me that he could see the innocence in my eyes. Well, I guess even a psychology degree can't teach you common sense because I played my role and fooled him easily. So there you go. So he's saying I fooled Dr. Phil.
Yeah. That's pretty simple. Dr. Phil is not that.
Like,
Sorry, I know you said you're afraid of Dr. Phil. I'm not.
Well,
Dr. Phil is a fraud.
Like people do splits of his show and they're like, I can't do that because he sues people.
Oh yeah. Well, I just said his name. We didn't bring up any media.
Yeah.
So no.
Whatever. Anyway.
He's a fraud.
Probably. I just like the drama on his show. But he also wrote about a book written in 2015 about the crime. Mm-hmm. And he said, quote, it has no truth or actual facts about how the murder happened, end quote. And this is where this punk-ass kid, yeah, you're going to cuss at him too. You wait. He says, quote, I am even willing to sell my rights to the highest bidder, of course, or work with an author or collaborate on a biography. But most importantly, I'm ready to clear up any and all misunderstandings and claim full responsibility for my actions.
Except
as long as you pay him. Yeah, as long as you pay him. It's like this kid. Oh, I hate this kid. Louisville attorney Brian Butler, and he was not involved in the original case, but he said prosecutors could try to charge Joshua with other charges regarding the murder. However, he cannot be charged with the murder again. So they can charge him with petty things, but not. I don't know if manslaughter could be.
It's not murder. It's a separate charge.
True.
It's a lesser charge, but it would at least get him in prison.
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully they catch him for something. But in March 2023, this year, he attempted to escape police in a stolen vehicle. He's just living life, ain't he?
Yeah.
He was seen cleaning a Nissan Altima out on a Saturday that had been registered stolen out of Mayfield, Kentucky. Police attempted to pull him over because he had a warrant out already, hopefully for some other charge for this murder that he can go down for. But they turned on the lights and sirens, and he went to flee.
Wow.
He nearly ran over a detective while trying to escape. He rammed a cop car, causing over $1,000 in damages to surrounding properties. And after a 20-minute standoff, Joshua and the other witness that was with him in the car were arrested. So there was some poor smuck with him, and that's him.
Oh, he got his
Another
daddy
mugshot.
tattoo.
He got a teardrop tattoo. He's matching his dad.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for the unicorn across his head shortly. That would be great. But he's also got a little Lisa Frank star on the other eye.
How
I
cute.
don't know what that means in prison, but I hope he's popular.
Means you're a little girl.
I
Lisa
hope
Frank.
so. He's a scrawny little kid, and I hope he's got some fun. Anyway. The witness stated that Joshua pointed a gun at him multiple times and forced him to eat narcotics to avoid a drug charge.
Wow.
Am I saying what I'm missing? I don't know. I guess he's saying, oh, shit, I got drugs in the car. Eat them. That's what I'm
Eat
thinking.
'em or I'll blow your head off.
Yeah, I think he's trying to avoid the drug charge because he's been arrested multiple times for it.
Yeah, but
Don't know how many
didn't he
times.
just
can be
run from the
arrested.
cops and almost hit
Yeah.
multiple?
So,
I'm pretty sure the drug charges are the least of his worries.
pretty sure he's probably high, though. But the police noticed shards of suspected crystal meth on the driver floorboard.
Damn.
So they're like, yeah, there's drugs in the car. After a search, crystal meth and a silver handgun were found under the back passenger seat. He was charged with receiving stolen property, wanton endangerment, criminal mischief, fleeing or evading police, trafficking in controlled substances, assault, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon.
Wow.
So they're like, what else can we give him? Like, they're trying their best to keep
That's
him.
called karma.
Yeah. He entered a not guilty plea, and bond was set at $100,000 with home incarceration.
Okay.
I wish they'd just throw away the key in this kid. Like, lock him up. And there's been nothing on this kid since March 21st of this year. He's still out. Still probably breaking the law.
Wow.
His dad's still in jail for life. And this is just a horrible, horrible Kentucky. Why you gotta do people like this?
Oh, Kentucky.
Some believe that his dad did it too. They both killed him together. Obviously,
I'm
they
gonna go with
assume
that
they're
one.
smoking weed together. Something came up, an argument or something, and they killed him.
I'm going to go with that.
That's what I go with. Which is probably, I'll say that's what they're believed too, which is why the dad is still in jail for it. I assume they assume he had a part in it, and they're not wanting to let him go too.
I have this thing. If two people are telling you two different stories,
And blaming each other.
the truth is somewhere in between.
Yeah.
If he says the dad did it, the dad said the son did it, you know what? They both probably did it.
That's what I'm thinking. I think they both did it, and I'm thinking that's why. Because they, obviously this shitty, he got away with it. And so they're not wanting to let the dad out because they're afraid we're going to let him out, and he's going to write a fucking letter when he's back arrested for prostitution or whatever. With that unicorn across his forehead. Whenever he comes back to jail, he'll be writing a note saying, I did it.
I did it.
So they're like, we're not letting him out. So they still have him, but this little guy's out there doing whatever.
Wow.
But you can watch most of, if not all of the trial on YouTube. It was recorded and put on YouTube. It's obviously it's
go,
a
guys.
lot of footage. I didn't want to go through it all.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to check it out, YouTube, you can watch the
Now,
trial.
is that his trial or the dad's?
I think it's the dad's trial.
Okay.
You can watch snippets of that, what their evidence was brought up, all that stuff. So you get more deets that way. Still ongoing. I hope they arrest him for something. I don't care what they arrest him for.
All
I
right.
like it when they arrest him for like little, like, oh, trafficking drugs. 500 years in jail. Like, because they can't get him for the murder, so they
Yeah,
get him with
so
the
they-
max
they-
of
yeah,
what
they
they
get the
can
max.
to equal life. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm hoping they get him for something.
Well, they've had him multiple times. He
They've
just
had
keeps,
him. They keep
they
tossing
keep letting him
back
out.
At what point are you guys going to keep him? Like, they're like, he stole a car, about
I don't
ran Jim
know.
over, but you know what? They'll give him his 28th chance.
Didn't that judge earlier say this is the last
This
chance
is
you're
your
going to
last
get?
chance. And like, since then is 50 more times.
I don't trust a word that judge says now.
I don't trust you. You should have kept him. This is your last chance.
Last chance.
He's
No,
probably like, huh,
this is
okay.
your last chance. No, this is your last chance.
That's why when the kids are like, you're not going to do that. We're like, now we got to because you're going to do that. You're going to be like,
Yeah.
you're not going to ground me. You're not going to ground me for a week. You're
Oh,
not going to
yeah?
ground me for
You're
a week.
grounded.
Guess what? You're grounded a week.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not going to really. Yeah. So next
Yeah.
time when you say you want to be grounded, no, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotta
stick
follow
to you.
through.
Yep. Stick to it, Judge. That was his last shot. I don't care if he steals a lipstick. I want him in jail for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
throw the book at him.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm sure that's infuriating for Trey's parents.
Yeah.
Especially when he's still out and about. Like, I don't know if they ever run into him, but I'd be mad. If I ever ran into him out, I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd be in jail. So
Wow.
It's horrible. But there you go. There's that for you.
Well, that sucked.
All of them suck. When have you ever said, all right?
Well, no, I mean, sometimes they have good outcomes, like they caught the person.
Yeah, they're in
they go to
jail for
prison,
life.
They're in there for life. And then we're like, oh, okay. This one's like...
Well, on one side. On the dad's side, he does have unicorn across his forehead.
That just makes this a whole lot better.
That sweetens it a little bit. But this side of it sucks balls.
Yeah.
He should have been in there too.
Yeah, definitely. I think like we said, I think it's a mixture of both. I think both were involved.
Mm-hmm. Both were involved. That's why the dad, I think, first thing came out of his mouth was, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's going to throw the kid under. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I guess he felt bad. I'm his dad, and I'm sure other people.
I don't know. There's something else about that.
I don't know if other people have been like,
feels
you're his
bad.
dad. Then why did he switch
Something
it
else
to take
happened.
it for him?
Something else happened.
Something else happened?
Yeah. There's got to be something. He doesn't seem like the type that would have felt bad.
I wouldn't know what it would do. What it would take for him to be like, I'll go to jail for life for you.
But if he was willing to throw him under the bus from the beginning, that shows he doesn't care.
Yeah.
No.
But what if they were, I don't know though. I was like, what if even the death penalty was on the table? Would that change his mind? Like,
I don't know.
When they might kill my kid. Like, if that would have changed him one way or another.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. He still doesn't seem like the guy that would.
Maybe
We know some parents that wouldn't do it.
Maybe another family member just begged him to.
Maybe
take it.
hit his little heartstrings a little bit. He's your son. He loves you. I don't know. Anyway, he flopped and then he flipped right back. Probably because he's been in and out of jail so many times. He's like, I tried to keep you out of jail.
Yeah.
You keep coming in here. Forget it. That's probably what happened.
He was probably going around talking shit about his dad.
And he also had unicorn across his forehead. He probably didn't want to be in there for life.
He said, I'm tired of being a unicorn.
Yeah, he's like, I've done this for you. You keep getting arrested. Back out.
You know what? He did it.
It wasn't me.
Tell them to stop using my hole.
But anyway.
Holes.
But sad for the family. I didn't get a whole lot on Trey's mom. I got a lot on the dad. But Trey's mom I didn't get. Or wait. Yeah, I did. That was Amanda, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, go back. Pause, go back. On Joshua's mom, there wasn't a lot of info on what type of mom she was before her death.
Yeah.
The stepmom wasn't mentioned other than she was another Terry. There's a Trey, Terry, and Terry.
Mm-hmm.
But no, she didn't make a whole lot of comments. I didn't see a whole lot of comments on the case from her.
Okay.
Is mainly. And then besides the one where he said Joshua got away with it, the dad, Trey's dad, besides showing his outright disgust, didn't say a whole lot, besides he's pissed off, I'm sure. Well, that's it. That's all we got. It's technically solved. Don't know where else it'll go.
Alrighty. Well, man.
Damn it, Kentucky, damn it.
Damn you, Kentucky.
We say that, but then we'll get to an Ohio one. We're like, damn. You guys. Indiana. Illinois. Damn
Y'all are fucked up.
Damn it, Nevada. Damn it. But I was shocked. You should have seen my jaw hit the floor when I read that he went to have sex with his cousin. Because that's the joke everyone uses about Kentucky.
Yeah.
You gonna marry your cousin? And that's even my dad says that because my stepmom lived in Kentucky. So he's like, I went to apply for a marriage license. They're asking if we were related. Like, they do that everywhere.
Yeah, They do it everywhere. And he's like,
He just thought it was hilarious. And then I get to this case and it literally popped up and I'm like,
oh.
It's like, what?
You're like, stereotype confirmed.
Oh my God. It's like, what? Really did it. Well, yeah, there you go. That's one fucked up group of people.
Mm-hmm. Well, hope you enjoyed it.
Well.
If you like family love, this episode was for you.
Oh.
If you're from Kentucky, this episode was for you.
Sorry. If you look into this case and you come across, like, if you're, I don't know, down the road sometime, you're like, oh, we finally got charged with, let us know. We want this guy to go down.
Yeah.
Give us something. If you find something I didn't find, tell us.
Yeah. And you can do that by commenting on the YouTube video or
Email.
go to loveandluminol.com and click on the contact form. You can do that if you have case ideas, new information, or if you just want to tell us we suck. Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks.
Also on loveandluminol.com, you can find us on all our services and social media. We're on everywhere except for TikTok.
Besides, well, we're on TikTok, aren't we?
Or not TikTok, except for Twitter, I meant.
I was like, hold on.
Yeah, we're
I
on
just posted
TikTok.
a
We're
TikTok.
definitely on TikTok.
It scared me. I'm like, what did I post
No, I meant
on?
except for Twitter.
You're like, you posted on my feet finders about your book talk.
Oh, feet finders. That's
So if you want to see the cakes, they're on feet finders.
But anyway, you can find us on all our social media just by going to the website. And we're at Love and Luminol pretty much everywhere.
So basically go to a site and type in Love and Luminol. If we're on it, we'll pop up.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much all of them except for Twitter.
And feet finder.
Oh, Lord.
Like, oh, Lord. But thanks, guys,
Thanks
for tuning
watching.
in.
If you like us, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Flame went out.
Yeah, flame
See
went
ya.
out.
It went out a while ago.
Bye.
Bye.